Okay, everyone, going to show you some more of the process. Here's the nasty little pile. Not fun, right? But that's okay. It will be organized shortly. Here's what I start with, some sticky notes where you can just label areas of where you're going to place stuff. I will still use a goodbye, thank you for your service, recycle. So long, set free to new home. So for instance, it's looking like I have these over here. Now we have attempted these, but we're not seeing a big difference if we aerate. So it looks like these will be going to a new home because they are still usable, but yeah, no. Now this one I'm definitely keeping, even though I rarely use it. There are those times it's needed to, like, you know, decorate with fresh whipped cream or to do fast decorations for a party. So that one I'm keeping. This one I have no clue what this is, but I like it. All right, and this is a problem because, watch, let me see if I can put this down for a minute. See there? Now it says vacuum on the bottom of it. Almost reminds me of those old-fashioned flues, except there's not enough hole right there for it. But I'm going to hang on to this until I remember where it goes, or if there's something I can use it for, because it's got smooth action and I like that. So we're just going to need a piece of paper that says, I have no clue, but I want to investigate this further. Clearly I'm keeping my grater. I use this for grated fresh Parmesan especially. Once in a while, a little fresh grated, let's see, you know, different cheeses like cheddar and mozzarella. It works great. I've had it for years. I have thought of trading it in for one of those tall square ones, because then it will stand on its own, and I feel like you can get more, you know, grit and pressure to get it done faster. But for now, this is what I have. So I am keeping it. These are keepers. These, even though rusted like this, but these are going to go into the workshop before I find a place for them, which will probably be one of these cubicles. This is what I'm going with, by the way, for this large drawer formation. You can take this bottom tray out and use them, like I was saying earlier, as puzzle pieces, but I'm liking them staying in order. Now, for those who will say, well, isn't this just the same exact concept as the other organizer that you are now going to give away, possibly? No, here's why. You see how gritty these get, and we all know about this. We all know it with our silverware drawer too, where we have to take stuff out and like clean, deep clean all the crummies out of there. So no, it's not the same because of this. You can take each cubicle out separately and hopefully not at once. You'll just see, oh, this little cubby over here with where you can see I'm going to go ahead and probably store my cupcake liners. It looks grubby, so then we just remove it very, very easily without having to wash the entire tray. Because when we have to wash the entire thing and clean out that makes us all feel overwhelmed because we're all so busy. But see how quick? Okay, so for these, as I was saying, these are great for, you know, when we do have the nuts that still have the shell on. You know, if it came to that where you had to go back to that, you're all set. Plus, we use these once in a great while. If we cook up, you know, crab legs or something, you have to have them, right? You can't always, you know, there are methods to try to crack parts of that crab by hand, which we can all do, but the bigger parts, you need these. So look at there. These are so old, and clearly we washed them and probably not drying them well enough, or they wouldn't be rusting like that. So they've gotten rusted after cleanings. So we're going to put those in the, I'm going to try them in my ultrasonic cleaner, the small one I have. These will fit in there. It's great. All right, this is a zester, and yes, I rarely use it, but am I keeping it? Yes, I am. And I know you're starting to think I'm keeping everything, and yes, I'm keeping most of this stuff here, but there will be other things beside this in this pile, and there will be some in my recycle eventually. But for this, I am going to part with this because I can't figure out how to fit it on here. And even if I could, I'm thinking, am I going to take the time to fit that on there? No. This part, however, I have figured out. I'm going to lay this down and show you. It's been a while, but I believe this snaps on like so. All right. like so. And I see the value in this. And I see the value in taking the little bit of time to put that on. Because if people are rooting around in the drawer and this gets disconnected from wherever I decide to place it, I can see how, you know, even though my kids aren't bitty anymore, someone might, you know, reach in here to grab something and cut themselves. So I do use this once in a while because I even eat part of the peel if I peel an orange, but sometimes I'll grate the peel of an orange, a lime, or a lemon into my water or drink because it's got tons of vitamin C and I love it. So that's useful. This is going to go to the recycle. See, I told you I would put something there. Okay, this I'd already committed that it just needs to go. And it makes me sad because it also, see, this is how we are. It reminds you, you know, you attach your self to things because of memories. But I still have my kids. They're just not little bitty anymore, and I need to let it go. These, I would almost say, are usable because they haven't been used, but I'm thinking that's probably been in there a long time. And would anybody really reuse it? Plus, it's sugar. Should we be promoting sugar anymore? No. So I'm going to let it go. These are staying, and I'll show you the great place for them. I like to have multiple scissors for my kitchen, so I do save them. The last time that I upgraded, I bought 2 pairs because if we cut, you know, around raw meat or something, then they're done for that kitchen use. I spray them off with cleaner, rinse them off, spray them off, put them in my sink to be put in the dishwasher. So then I might need a fresh clean pair. And I'm picky with my kitchen scissors. I don't like them used on other items in the house. We have office scissors for that in the business area. So these I like clean because I'm wanting to cut, you know, my fresh windowsill onions or my herbs. Now, this over here, these, like I said, I can see they're not all going to fit in those tiny containers that have the lids. So this I might rework, or I'll just put them in one of these, or possibly one of the triangles here, because this fits here. This one that I said could also go in the fridge, it fits perfectly here, and it's going to work for my scissors. And this is my daughter's. These are like some take-along utensils for people that like to have their own utensils at places. Okay, those make great Christmas gifts, by the way. Now for these 2 go with that tool, this one that I was telling you about. So these are keepers, and they're probably going to go in one of these bins here, just to let you know. Some of these might go in those little spots, but this I'm not keeping. This goes with these. What I figured out, I don't even know why I hung on to it. Plus it's made of this kind of material that I don't like that stuff sticks to. This is probably still new. It looks like it's still new. It just has yucky stuff to it, crumbs and stuff from those bits I was talking about. Inside, it's just the smooth plastic. But these are a monster to clean up after you've made your children frosting for their birthday cakes. So I figured out a long time ago that I do not use these. Instead, I will cut the corner off of a Ziploc bag, a small one, you know, like a sandwich-sized one or a quart-sized one, just the corner of it. And put this in with the tightening ring and pipe the frosting out that way. That way, when I am done, I don't have to soak this thing anymore. I can just toss my baggie. So this is actually, if I clean it up, it feels like it needs to be vacuumed because of the, you know, the material. This could go to a new home because you know what this can be used for? Probably give some of these tips away I don't use too. This could be used for the slime kids like to make, or Play-Doh and things of that nature. So this is still usable. It just doesn't need to be in my home. I need to let stuff like that go. Candles and things, the ones that I am saving, those are going to go in one of these boxes. Have I figured it out? Well, probably a back box because those aren't used often. All right. And once again, see, my drawer will pull out so that they're easily reachable. You also want to check for that because if it's not, then you have to make sure you can get in there and pull that container out, which you still can. Like if you're decorating and you want to just pull just this out, see, that's why this is better once again than the old one. You can just pull the section out that you need. Okay, now these look like sparkler candles, and I think they might be. I might test those out earlier just to have some fun. I know these are, well, I take that back. These could just be long candles. One of these is sparklers, and it's looking like it's these. And I don't need those on cakes because I started thinking, who really wants spit on the cake? So I'm going to use those, you know, to have fun with. And no, this is not for children, and no, they should not do this, but I am going to play with them while we are doing our fire making skills. My kids are much older and they understand how to be safe. So we can play with these while working on our fire because they're just fun. Okay, so here's some of the birthday decorations. I have some of these from Easter too because our family, see there? Our family hasn't gotten to do our family Easter yet, and we're still trying to figure out if we can fit that in our crazy schedule because we would like to have everybody get together and do that. Plus I have stuff for an egg hunt. And yeah, I know we're headed towards May, but you know, you do what you can. It got crazy this year. Crazier, even crazier than it normally is, and it's always crazy. Okay, things like this. I know you're thinking, why do you have those? Here's why. When we have birthday parties and family get-togethers, these are fun for little nuts and hors d'oeuvres that you set out, you know, with your cheese board or whatever you have. And then, you know, people can just, you know, scoop. Plus, they're just fun. You know, they're cute. They're little. So am I getting rid of those? No, I am keeping those. Clearly for another party. So we'll have to have a place like, you know, here or elsewhere for those. This, I noticed, is going to fit stuff that I use quite regularly. This needs to be washed off. I know, it looks terrible. So trust me, I will wash it, but I'll show you how it will fit in because I want everything clean going in there. This clearly has been grabbed. My mama got this for me because I do a lot of work with my tools and my hand, you know, at times would get really tired, and it was harder and harder for me to use the old-fashioned kind, which I love because I love when you don't have to have counter clutter with your electric can opener and you can just keep it in a drawer. But anyhow, we still use this, but my hand is much better. I healed it. So we have this right here. And plus I wanted one of these on hand anyhow, in case, you know, you were ever without battery or electricity. This takes battery and it works great when it works. It's a little slow at times, but it does work great if you're having trouble with your hand. And it is kind of a pain to get the cover off to redo the batteries, especially if you're in the middle of making a red sauce or something and you're trying to open tomato paste. So I need to replace the batteries in it, but it is still a keeper. Plus my mama gave it to me. Yeah, I know what you're saying. We're not supposed to keep stuff just because of attachments, but yes, I do it at times. And I still haven't taken my stickers off of this. And honestly, as you can see, these all need to be washed. And you should really wash the containers, especially when it's for your kitchen area. So yes, I'm going to do that. I just wanted you to see these fit very well here. And I know some people are probably thinking, well, just throw them in the drawer. They'll fit in the drawer. But we know what happens then. More clutter, harder to find. This way, when you're cooking and you need to get it out fast, it's just more efficient. And right here, this is something else. It's not used all the time, but when you want it, and you have to dig through clutter to find it, it's frustrating. So that's going to go into this spinner because it's easily and quickly accessible. Okay, so you guys can see I've got a ways to go. One of these is for giveaway because I don't need to. Or I also keep a box of things if they're fairly new. So I get to use a washing too because it's been in that drawer where people are constantly getting in and out, almost like a junk drawer, you know, almost like a junk drawer. And yes, I have one of those. I made it small this time. See how small it is? And yes, it's junky. See, attempted organization, but junky again, because everything under the sun goes in there, especially when people don't know what to do with it. That's this drawer, when people don't know what to do with kitchen stuff, until nothing else will fit. And then, you know, here I am organizing it. Nothing else will fit. Anyhow, a box where things that look like they're new, because this probably has never been used, just stuck in that drawer, to put into stockings. Yes, we still do stockings. I don't know how long we're roped into this, but the kids, though older, I think they look forward to the stockings more than their gifts. I'm not kidding. So I am attached to it. Also hard to part with it, even though, you know, I'll grumble about it at times, trying to figure out what to get people that's not just junk to toss into their drawer like this, like what I'm going to do with this one. I do use this once in a while. This is for spaghetti. It probably came from, well, I'm not going to say. No, it didn't. All right. Anyhow, there are some cool companies out there that try to help with useful tools, and some of them are very useful. Like, for instance, I have a Pampered Chef Oh, and I love that company, by the way. Never checked. I've bought stuff for stockings from them. Plus, I have used this for years. I have gotten these for people as gifts because this is the best whisk. I make a lot of sauces. It makes sure that it, stirs your gravies and sauces well so that you don't have that flour, getting all cakey and crumbly. With, you get it smoother. It smooths it out. This, though, I just use once in a while. So it could go into the box for stocking stuffers because I've heard people complain that I know that it's hard to tell how much spaghetti to put in. So it's got like one, for one serving, 2, 3. I'm assuming that's a 4. Yep, that's a 4. So it gives you a better idea, and then you double up if you've got 6 people or what have you. So this is a useful tool, and it fits right there. And it looks to me like it could use a good wipe down. So I'm just going to put it back over here. And yes, at some point this will all be done, and I'll show you the completely finished product. But you guys, you get the idea. Oh, look at that. This is probably not needed, is it? This was, for your kids when they were little. My youngest, even when she was little, she did not like liquid. She learned to take, if the doctor, when we still went to doctors, when the doctor would prescribe her medicine, and they would do those flavored things, she hated them all. She just wanted the doggone pill, and she figured out how to take it at a very young age. So since my kids are not itty bitty anymore, I don't see why I have this. And I suppose it could go for giveaway. It's still usable, or I'll recycle it. Okay, this too, I'm assuming, oh, okay. I think that's one of those things. Maybe aerates? I don't even know, but I know I don't use it, so I have to let it go. Someone will know what to do with it. All right, so I'll just keep working here. Yeah, I'm saving this. These are cool. This is why I'm saving it, because it's cool. And because when I don't know what to put on a cake sometime, I'm pulling that sucker out. All right. So, good times. And the number 2. I don't know if the number 2 is even working. All right, if the number 2 is not working, it's probably going. I think it's working. It's very low, though. Very low power. Okay, then we got a 5. Oh, there we go. Now you can see the little number 5 works. How awesome is that? All right, so you guys understand why I want to keep this. And once I let other things go, I can find a spot in here, right? All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. Tell me the things you've experienced in your organizing or tips that you guys have. Take care, everybody.